Mollie Chapman, business journalist for SlotBeats and CasinoBeats, and I'm joined today by Cordelia Morgan-Cooper of CMC Consulting. How are you doing today?
I'm so good. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you finding the event so far? Have you had any highlights yet at the CasinoBeats Summit?
Yeah, it's been a fantastic day. So I arrived this morning for a panel discussion at 10, and then since then I've been catching up with loads of people from the industry.
Yeah.
Some really good networking drinks yesterday. It's just great to see so many people out and about, and also back in Malta.
Looking at the betting and gaming industry as a whole, what more can we be doing from a recruitment perspective to promote diversity and inclusion?
So I think historically there was a real focus on hiring people from the gaming industry into the gaming industry, and what we've seen over the last couple of years is that, you know, for junior roles you can actually hire people who come from totally out of the industry and train them. It's more about mindset as opposed to skill set. And I think that that's something really refreshing. You know, you're seeing senior people within businesses who maybe have general experience, but maybe not specifically within the gaming industry. And I think it's great that we're able to open it up a little bit more, because of course the industry is relatively niche and still quite small, so it's good to be able to get talent outside. Yeah. I've also seen a lot of businesses focus on intern programs, using people like Erasmus programs from across Europe. And I think that that's something which is really great. I mean, I would have been absolutely thrilled at the age of 20 or 21 to be able to come to a gaming business in Malta, and to be able to spend a few months here. Yeah. I think also the skills that as a business you can get, but also from a personal perspective, I think that's a really amazing opportunity to be able to offer. Also, one of my clients is looking at opening up kind of an internship program, but they're calling it more of like a kind of university at work, where they're then training people who are going through trainings from 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, so that then you can start as very junior, but then by the end of 12 weeks you're ready to go into maybe a junior media buying position or something like that.
That's really good. That sounds really interesting. Yeah. So what are the key challenges that companies might face when it comes to recruiting in a post-pandemic era, and how can they overcome these challenges?
Sure, so I think one of the big challenges, which again came up in the panel discussion, is that employees or candidates want to have that flexibility. They want to have the choice of whether they will work in the office or whether they don't want to work in an office. And I think that gone are the days of people working 5 days a week in an office. If that's what businesses are expecting, you really will start to lose your best talent. Yeah. So it's how as a business you can adapt to that, because going fully remote is one set of kind of policies, procedures, guidelines. Yeah. Hybrid, it's much more of a challenge, because you've got some people who will be going in 3 days a week. You have some people going in 2 days a month, maybe a couple of others going in a few times a quarter, but you're trying to foster that culture where everybody is included, but it's extremely difficult. And I think that what's happening now is we're all learning. I'm really lucky to be part of HR Connect, which connects senior HR professionals across Malta, and we speak a lot around these challenges and what we can learn from each other, whether it's some businesses have decided to go fully remote, others that are moving slowly towards that, and those lessons that we can all learn. Because, you know, 2 years ago when we packed up, I remember packing up my bag and thinking I'd be back in the office 2 weeks later. Yeah. I'd work from home, you know, when the plumber was round or the vet came to check on my cats, but suddenly you're at home on your own. You have a rough day and you've actually got nobody to chat to and nobody to say, but don't worry, it's okay. Of course you do on a video call, but it's very different to being physically sat next to someone and feeling someone's energy. Yeah, and I think from a leadership perspective, managing people remotely is a huge challenge, because like today we're sitting together, I've got a feeling of how you're feeling, but if we're on a video call, it's very easy to be like, yep, everything's fine, I'm fine, and actually maybe that person's really struggling.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think that's such an important topic to sort of bring up as well. And like you say, it's a learning curve. The pandemic in general, it's been a learning curve, so definitely. Yeah,
and I mean, what we also touched on in the panel was around, you know, physical and mental well-being has become such a focus for businesses. It's something that I'm really passionate about. You know, I think that if people like being at work, they will perform better. Yeah, but how do you then do that when every person is so individual? Some people are led by bonus benefits, others it's a feeling of identity and inclusion. How do you then make a one-size-fits-all model when we're all, you know, individual at the end of the day?
Yeah, 100%. So while you've been here, Has any particular panel session stood out to you, other than your own, of course?
It'd be cheeky to just say mine, right? Well. There's a really interesting one tomorrow afternoon about the future of Malta and what other businesses will be coming here, and I think that's super interesting. We've seen crypto arrive, we've seen kind of cannabis medicine arrive in Malta as well, and I think it's a really great time in Malta for the country as a whole to see what other types of businesses will come.
Yeah. It is said in the industry that Malta is renowned as sort of the hub of iGaming. I was wondering, why do you think Malta plays such a big part within the iGaming ecosystem?
So I think if we look at the ecosystem of businesses here, a lot of the real big players within the gaming industry, they moved here 10 years ago and they almost set a bit of a precedent. I think, looking at the demographic of a lot of people that work in gaming, the environment here really suits the industry. It's more laid back, it's a little bit more casual, it's sunny a lot of the time, so it also attracts a lot of people who maybe would be here for 3, 6, 9 months. But also the cost of living, of course, it's gone up. I've been in Malta 6 years, it's gone up quite a lot in 6 years, but it's still much cheaper than places like London, I guess some of the main cities in Spain, for example. You can live a really nice life here, and I think that people really appreciate that small island kind of vibe. I live a 5-minute walk from here, for example. Most of my friends live like a 10-15 minute walk where you just hop in a cab. And I think, being able to live the expat lifestyle of different cultures all in businesses together. When I worked in London, it was just, we were all very similar. Here, everybody is so different, and I think that that's what makes gaming so exciting.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
And it's been lovely speaking to you.
Thank you.